Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Ajman of Atlanta, Georgia, but you can be a part of the conversation as well. All you have to do is give us a call. Phone lines are open 508 924 3521 508 924 3521. Give us a call. I want to ask y'all a question this morning. We're going to pick up a little later on in the broadcast on a conversation that we had yesterday. But I want to ask you a question right now. This is February the 2nd. February the 2nd, and it is known around the United States and the world as Black History Month. Black History Month is what this is. I want to have some people to give us some tidbits and Black history facts that a lot of people may not have known. We're gonna talk about that throughout this month. And but right now, I want to ask you this question: Black History Month, is it necessary? Is it necessary? How do you feel about Black History Month? Is it necessary? Is it a waste of time, or is it something that should have been done and should continue to happen? Should we have a Black History Month? What do you say? I know different people feel a certain way about it. What is your absolute? What is your heart? What does your heart tell you about Black History Month? People say I've heard some of my Caucasian brothers and sisters say that there should not be a Black History Month, and they say that because they say there is no White History Month. That's kind of funny to me, but that's what they say. And the thing about it, you can't tell a person how to feel. But once they tell you how they feel, you evaluate what they say to you, and then you move forward accordingly. Because first and foremost, on February's best is 29 days. That's leap year. That's when they have a leap year, and so and still it's the shortest month on the calendar. Phone lines are opening up, so that's good. And you all could be a part of the conversation as well. Give us a call 508 924 3521. Asking a question this morning. And I'm interested. I want people to bring transparency today. Bring your absolute honesty today. Let's talk about this. Badger, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Badger, we asking a question. Today is February the 2nd. And this is what is known around the world, certainly here in the United States of America, as Black History Month. Is it necessary? Should there be a Black History Month? Is it just a waste of time? Should it be just another month? Um, why is it the shortest month of the year? So, Badger, I'm asking
Hmm.
you from your heart, because I've talked to some of my Caucasian brothers and sisters, man, and I've heard some of them say that there should not be a Black History Month at all. There and they say there is no White History Month. So why is there a Black History Month? And some people feel that way. Some people feel that way. Like I said earlier, if a person feels the way they feel, you listen to them. Listen to how they feel, and then you evaluate how you move forward accordingly to that. But my question to you is Black History Month necessary? Should we have a Black History Month?
Hmm. Man, that is difficult
Why?
because it shouldn't be just, at least in my opinion, shouldn't be limited to a month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It should be talked about all throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's
So,
good.
like, I mean, it I kind of feel about it the same way I do about our Native American month.
Mm-hmm.
It's a month. So that's about the only time you'll kind of show respect, and the rest of the year we're just trash. Gotcha. Like I guess I'm just a little weird about it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's just. that should be something talked about throughout the year. There's to have one set month where you find out a little bit more than you would throughout the regular year or in your general history book. Like, to me, it's just, and then for the, Caucasians, it's one of those things of, I was going to say Christopher Columbus, but technically he was Spanish. But he was from Europe. President's Day, 4th of July. They got so many holidays and stuff throughout the year that I guess they get all fitted in a month. Because theirs is all throughout the year, period. All of their history and everything else. So
what do you say to the people that says that there shouldn't be a Black History Month at all?
I get it. I mean, if there's, you talking about like how I'm talking about it?
No. They're saying that there's no need for a Black History. Why do you have a Black History Month? Why do you have a month to celebrate Black History? There shouldn't be a Black History Month. We don't, and they say this is them talking. We don't have a White History Month, so why should there be a Black History Month? What do you say to those individuals?
Depends on where they're coming from. Are they talking about no Black history at all?
No, they're saying there should not be a Black History Month where you celebrate a month of Black history.
I mean, you deserve what I said about it. Instead of limiting it to a month, it should be talked about and discussed throughout the year.
Okay.
Like, so I guess as far as that goes, I mean, that kind of sounds like an emotional answer.
Okay.
But down with most Americans, that's kind of the typical response is my emotions are on my sleeves. They just don't want to acknowledge it.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Toussaint. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
What? Doing well, man.
I can hear it in your voice, brother. I can hear it in your voice. We're talking about this is February the 2nd, and this is what is recognized throughout the United States, possibly even the world, as Black History Month. I don't know if the world, but I know certainly here in the United States of America celebrate Black History Month. Now, is it necessary? Should we have a Black History Month? I've talked, like I said earlier, I've talked to some of my Caucasian brothers and sisters, and they said we shouldn't have a Black History Month at all. Why are we going to take a month? This is them talk. This is them talking. Why are we going to take a month and celebrate Black history? We don't have a quote unquote White History Month. I laughed, I laughed inside when I heard them say that, but this is the way they feel. And I'm gonna listen. If you don't tell me how you feel, I'm gonna listen to it down. I'm gonna evaluate it based on what you say to me and how you say to me, and then we might have another conversation. But they said, and they really feel in their heart of hearts, Toussaint, that there should not be a Black History Month at all. Is it necessary, Toussaint? What do you say to that?
Take it back then. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you like this: if I had some words that I used to use, you can take that History Month and shove it. How about that? Because if somebody got to give you something, you don't really have it. Stop it. Stop playing. I'm Black. My history is being built and was being built all my life. I'm that every day. I don't need your month. Come on, stop it. We don't even know how to celebrate it. I mean, really, and I'm just right here. Remember when it meant? Remember when it did mean something, and we actually did some I don't know. Everybody got a month now.
Is it necessary?
So what's the point?
Is it necessary?
Well, here's the thing. What we African American, Black, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever they call you,
today,
another thing.
It might change.
Give you a name too.
It might change tomorrow.
So
what they call you might change tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't pay no attention to what they give me.
Mm-hmm.
The heck with what they give me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't studying that.
Mm-hmm.
I conduct myself in a way every day. First of all, I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a human being. And when I walk in a room, that's how you're going to treat me. I don't care who you are.
Do you think
I don't care if you my upper management, I'm going to look you in the eye and we're going to have a decent conversation unless you cross me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think it matters?
This conversation's going to turn.
Do you think Black History Month matters? Do you think it matters to our ancestors?
It matters. That's good. Perfect. It don't matter whether it's February or January and February, and June, July.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make no difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we do with ourselves and stop trying to let somebody give us something. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care nothing about that because now everybody got a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
So we
got a rainbow month. I didn't mean to go there because we get cut off talking about them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But my thing is,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I'm hearing you say is it meant something when it first came because it has some significance to it. Now because of the fact that everybody have a month, so it a lot of the luster of it has been taken away. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah. Okay, so when did it start? I'm not familiar. Badger, you gonna look that up? When did it start?
Mm-hmm.
When did Black History Month start? When did they decide that they was going to celebrate it?
Mm-hmm.
If y'all could find that out before the show is over with, then you have more of a reason why it came up in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
1976 from President General Ford.
Okay. 76.
Mm-hmm.
76. I was 10, I think. I can't add that quick. I was 10, 12, maybe. I don't know. I can't think. And there was a fight still going on. And it kind of calmed down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we were getting somewhere, it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
And some people kind of let their defense down, and some people kind of stood up and start acting like men and women.
Acting?
Acting
or being?
I mean, being.
Okay.
Not pretending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that we stood for something. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe I'm thinking too much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we were getting somewhere as far as on the jobs and this and that and other. We were getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We were heading in a direction. We were more united as a people because the fight was still there, but it was a calm of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go a different direction in the fight because Martin Luther was gone, some others was gone, Malcolm was gone, and so we were still kind of reflecting back on the fight that those that paved the way. We were celebrating that, and it meant something because we was going to certain schools, we was going to certain colleges, things was happening. We were even accepted or in the workforce on a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a young, almost teenager.
Yeah, young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you couldn't. We wasn't walking off the side of the sidewalk. for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm saying now is that there are some that saying, well,
Toussaint?
yeah.
Okay, okay. I
Huh?
thought I missed you there for a second. Thought I lost you for a second there. There
No,
was,
did I? You hear what I said?
no, you said, I heard you say
If
there
you
was,
look at,
I missed the last part of what you said. It froze on if
no, we gave it to you,
mm-hmm.
but look at what you've done with it.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. So
See, because
it's
see,
all
that's what I mean. If people
it's
give
almost
you
like
something,
you're saying that we don't appreciate it.
there's no meaning in it no more
Okay. Okay.
for some.
Okay. I just want to hear.
There's no meaning in it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you have a see, everybody got a month. We celebrate everything now. It don't
Mm-hmm.
matter. Just have a just look like or have a be of a certain group. They'll give you a month.
Mm-hmm.
So we on level playing field. So just live your life and be who you are. Stand for something and move on.
Mm-hmm.
The government don't care nothing about you.
Okay.
Those people don't care nothing about you. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, just live. Stop that foolishness.
Good deal.
Because if you're doing something that has no meaning, what's the point?
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Captain Leonard. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
I gotta hear your heart on this here, brother. We talking about Black History. This is February the 2nd. This is Black History Month. What is recognized in the United States of America, or maybe even the world. I don't know. But as is Black History Month. Is it necessary? I've heard, like I said earlier, I've heard some of my Caucasian brothers and sisters say that, we don't need a Black History Month. Why do we even have a Black History Month? They say, their words, we don't have a White History Month, so why should there be a Black History Month? I kind of chuckled when I said that because, I think that every month is pretty much White History Month, where they talk about, what going on in their accomplishments and different things of that nature. That's what they push in the school books. But they feel that way. Leonard, what do you say to that? Is it necessary, or do they have a point? Is unnecessary at all? We shouldn't even have it. What do you say to that,
You
Leonard?
know what? You Negroes ain't gonna be happy with nothing, no way.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime somebody devotes any amount of time whatsoever to study anything is a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
What you can study it. You can study it every day if you would like to. You can publish books. You can go to school and get an education about it. You can make it your life's work.
Mm-hmm.
The celebration in February is a celebration that's all that is a celebration of African American history.
Mm-hmm.
Started by a black man who thought he would dedicate research
Mm-hmm.
to our journey here in the Americas. And this was back when it was originally started around right after not too long after, well, almost 50 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Is when it became a national holiday, but it's going on since around early 1900s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Woodson started that.
Yeah. Carter G.
From his
Carter G. In case people don't know who you're talking
very
about.
educated man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he started the association that would study African American history. He chose February. It was February because he admired Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. And I believe that his birthday as well, it may be on Valentine's Day. I'm not sure. You may want to check it.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing about not celebrating it or whatever, who really cares?
Mm-hmm.
Your personal opinion does not matter. This
Okay.
is what it is. The United States has considered it a designated that month ever since 86.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So one, there are some people, soon as you don't have something, they say you ain't got nothing. Soon as you get it, then they say they don't want it no more.
Mm-hmm.
So who got time for that?
Mm-hmm.
Those people are going to be those people. But just as sure as we celebrate everything else, you should at least celebrate something that deals with your heritage.
Now, what do you say to the individual? You're having a conversation with somebody, Leonard, and they say, and y'all get somehow y'all get into this conversation, and it's one of our Caucasian brothers and sisters, and they ask you, they say, why do you even have a Black History Month? We don't have a White History Month. What is your response to that?
Because there's no need to have White History Month for the very simple fact your history was never tried. No one ever tried to erase your history.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever tried to manipulate and lie about your history. They celebrate their history on other days.
Mm-hmm.
Things that are significant to other ethnicities or what have you. St. Patrick's Day. We got Native American History Month. Now they got LGBTQ month. Everybody celebrates a month because that's what makes this place this place.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody celebrates their heritage for whatever time you choose is a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that big of a deal where you got to get all up in arms or be mad about it, unless you just that type of person, love to be mad about everything. Because most people like that. You know, I don't even fool with a lot of that because them people gonna keep you from progressing. But don't I almost said a nasty word. But don't disparage the efforts of other people to bring our heritage to the forefront.
That's good. That's good. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Asking a question. Talking about Black History Month. Is it necessary? Should we even have a Black History Month? What's the significance of it? Toya with a T, good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, sis. We're talking about Black History Month. Is it necessary? Should we even have a Black History Month? What's the significance of it? What do you say to our Caucasian brothers and sisters that say that we shouldn't have a Black History Month at all because they say they don't have a White History Month? What do you say to that?
In the white history country? What are you talking about? Y'all only killed Negroes during February or something? We need to have it every day, every day you kill a Negro. It's every day you need to have it. You need to celebrate that you can't just walk around here and kill Negroes like you want no more. You don't need to celebrate nothing else. Every time you celebrate something, you kill folks. So no more celebrations for you. No birthdays, no Christmas, no Valentine's. Because white folks don't do right when they go to celebrate stuff. They want to be killing folks. They want to kill animals. They want to hang heads up on the wall. So you can't be celebrating nothing. And don't get mad because we get 30. No. Well, we got to show this month, 28 days.
Hey, Toy, your volume is skipping just a little bit.
Hold on.
Go, we want to hear what you're saying.
It's sped up. Oh, I'm probably hacked. Somebody probably hacked my account. I'm so over it. But I still sound like a chipmunk though. It still sounds sped up.
It's go out and come back in. It might just be a bad connection. Go out and come back in. When you come back in, I'll come back to you.
All right.
But go out and come back in. In the meantime, Badger, what's on your heart? Badger?
Terrorist. Man, it's kind of like I was saying earlier. Cultures and communities should be honored throughout the year. The fact that it's only a month and it's almost like the rest of the year, it doesn't matter. And that's far from the truth. It's a part of our American culture. To limit it to 1 month, to me, isn't right.
How do you stuff it all into 28 or maybe 29 days based on leap year?
As far as I know, it's not possible. I guess you could spend one entire day going by. That might work. Starting from the 2020s and decade by decade, I guess. That'd give you 29 decades to look up.
I think even with that, something will be left out because there's so much that happened. There's so much that happened in a decade. There's a lot. Decade is a long time.
Well, it's only 10 years.
Only, but you got 10 years of activities, brother.
Agreed. So let's just choose what we want to put in the history books and leave the rest out.
Wow.
Ain't that the way to do it?
Ain't that the way they're doing it? ain't that the way they're doing it already? But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have said that.
I know. I know where you was going. I knew exactly where you was going. Yep.
I mean, it's our government. We touched on it yesterday. We know they lied to us. And what are we gonna do about it? Well, we can make sure the kids that we're around in our communities and stuff, it's not going to be limited to a month. We talk about it whenever we can, whenever things come up. Instead of teaching, the winter history, make sure you go find out facts and teach them actually who really did make these things or do these things. Like
the truth of the matter.
Yeah, screw all this. Oh, I'm just going to want to fit in. Well, constantly fitting in, and then you're going to come, especially to me, and you're going to come to me complaining and griping. Better go on.
There you go.
I'll give you the tools and I'll help, but at a point, you got to make a choice. And if you're going to just keep being a part of the same old system and then come and complain about it every single day, like some of the people in, in a political group that I got invited to, peace. Like, you're part of the problem, not part of the solution.
Yeah.
Not you not speaking in general.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I know exactly what you meant.
Toy, a lot of people take that offensive. So, I mean, what can you say that someone doesn't take offensive nowadays?
It's walking on eggshells, brother. You're walking on eggshells. Toy, you want to talk to me, sis?
Crunch, because I'm sipping on all them eggshells, honey. Ain't nobody finna be playing with these folks.
There you go. And that's much better. That's how we used to hear you right there. Go ahead, sis. Talk to me.
Now, it don't make no difference what they delegate. I done already said earlier, honey. This is white country, and there were hundreds of years that you did what you did to other people, and to reduce the acknowledgments or accomplishments of any of the individuals that you suppressed to 28 days is one of the major indicators on how you're trying to maintain the nation. We already know why they reduced it to 28 days. But like I said earlier, y'all don't get to celebrate no more. When you celebrate, you kill folks and shoot up in the air and chop animals' heads off and use for trophies. So white folks don't need to celebrate nothing no more. They're trying to go celebrate some while they're dead. So now these little 28 days they give us, we do that for a reason. I think if we were dating, it would be called breadcrumbing.
Wow.
Just to make you happy because of all the atrocities that has taken place on this soil. Feeling like that's the least I can do. They sped up again. Yeah, I'm hacked. Clearly, y'all. That's the least.
Yeah. Your thing that something going on with your volume again. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, no.
It started out perfect.
Yeah. No, somebody hacked my account. I already know what it is. I gotta go out and
Okay. Call in. Or just go out and come back in again.
Yeah. All
right, good day. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
I'm looking at the list of Black inventors. And for those that feel a certain way, just run the red light. How about that? See how that worked out for you.
Wow.
And other things. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So if you look at, tear the White House down and build it yourself. How about that? Matter of fact, I would even go as far as to say Go get your own country. We built this one.
Now, who did we build this? Are you talking about?
Okay, so you got all of this free labor, and we talk about, we hold a bad word. How you pronounce that word?
Reparations.
Yeah. Okay, you owe us a country, a whole one. Matter of fact, a whole continent, because you're thieves. And I'm just talking out in there, through the course of time. And if there was any reason why you would call yourself celebrating it, you have to know what you're celebrating.
Yeah.
You got to know. So there's another thing that we fail in doing, in passing it down to our children, our children's children, and our children's children's children, so that they would know, so they wouldn't take the month, the day, or whatever it is, and make a mockery of it. The thing about it is, when people give you something, they have expectations.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want nobody to give me nothing. I'm like James Brown, open the door, I'll get it myself. Might take a while, but I'm gonna keep on pressing. So those that paved the way, you appreciate them, but you appreciate them every day, and you don't worry about what they say, the naysayers, because some people don't want you to have nothing.
Yeah.
And then some people are jealous and envious, and they say, well, we're gonna get us a month too. If they got one, why are they celebrating them? What they do? Because they look at the negatives that are put in social media, and then how we put ourselves in the news media and all that, how they paint the picture. You ever saw the media or TV show Africa? They show lions and bears and people, they show the negativeness of that Africa. They don't never show the beauty of it. And so it is that they do with our neighborhoods and the people that are achieving some great things in this country. They don't show that. They don't talk about that. They say, look at this. And they show us killing each other and destroying our neighborhoods. And shaking, here I go with that again, Raheem. In front of the camera, pop, 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 pop.
Wow.
Shaking that thing like a sauce pickle.
There you go, Leonard. There you go, Leonard.
And so they say, and I'm shut up. And so they say, why you want to celebrate them? Well, look at what they're doing. So it almost seems pointless.
Try again. It shouldn't say that. It shouldn't say it at all. Try again. I'm sorry about that, Tucson. Yeah, but yeah, I was talking to TikTok, and it's actually Leonard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, finish your thought, brother.
No. So maybe you need to change the narrative.
To what?
Another reason. Pick something to do every day during the month and make it meaningful. And don't worry about the reactions of others. You do it yourself.
Wow.
You're proud of who you are.
Yeah. That's a start. That's a start. Leonard, it was asked on TikTok, can we get, because we're talking about somebody said something about starting a state or getting a state or something of that nature. And they asked the question, can we get a country or a state? Could we get our own state? Can we create our own state? What do you? I was about to say something, but I don't want to preface your answer. What do you say to that, Leonard?
You can create your own nation if you would like, but just because I'm black don't mean I want to be in it. That's your business. Go do it. There was actually a state not created, but the state was created back Marcus Garvey actually led a successful campaign for the repatriation of Africa and the state of Liberia, which is dedicated to African American leadership.
Yes.
Take your behind over there.
Mm-hmm.
Go wherever it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But don't sit around and create an impossible and then stake all your hope on that impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Why you want to stake? To do what with? Are you going to still be united when you get that state?
Mm.
Can you even hold all the black people? So people need to put it into perspective of things, trying to accomplish. History ain't going to change. I don't care how much y'all want it to. History don't change.
Let me ask you this question. If that were to happen, and it probably would be a beautiful thing if it did, if that were to happen, and there were and we did get our state, how strong would the army have to be? The military
wouldn't be strong enough. It wouldn't be strong enough.
Wow.
And that's what the biggest thing about this United States is.
Mm-hmm.
No state is strong enough to stand by itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why it's united, which is why we are so powerful, because we were united.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we beat everybody else. That's how we accomplished more than everybody else. Because everybody was involved.
And I'm gonna use the verbiage that you just used, United States. Is that United States? Is that one of the biggest lies that's ever been told, that this country, this is United States, because there's so much divisiveness here?
It don't matter about the divisiveness here. The states are united,
mm-hmm.
whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of law. How you feel about it is your personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to learn real history, go find it. Don't just make it up out of your feelings or how you think things should be. That's
mm-hmm.
not history.
Mm-hmm. Do you think a lot of people do that?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Your desires of how you wished things were is not history. If you ain't celebrating something about your heritage and your culture every day, that's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
So that month was dedicated, so there would be a month. Give it up. I'm sure white folks would love to give it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's for people who want to learn more, celebrate, and trust me. For the same people that's, well, like you were saying before, I don't think you can learn it all. That's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
Look how long I went to school and I still don't know it all.
Mm-hmm.
Learning is a forever process.
Non-stopping.
Yeah, and some of y'all stopped at the 10th grade.
Mm.
Get your act together. There's too much information out here for you to be hiding behind your own personal crap and then trying to put it off on other people.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to celebrate, stay home. Don't ruin it for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Toy, you said, what is that supposed to mean?
What? You understand English? You meant what I said. I meant what I said. As far as your education is usually how far your hope is. Because you don't know nothing. And you don't want to know nothing. And you only want to know what you like. That ain't history.
That's
that
selective.
ain't getting to know anything. That's not increasing your awareness of the things around you.
Is that too selective?
And put them on everybody else.
Is that too selective?
What?
When you say a person only want to learn what they like.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you sit down and really have to study and learn something, boy, it's gonna be a lot of stuff you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff gonna make you cry, gonna hurt your feelings, but it don't change the record. It don't change the facts of the matter.
Wow.
This is a celebration of the facts of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
Where we expose the lies and the controversies, and where we teach our children, and we should take your kids to festivals and events associated with this month.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a Black History Museum, in your city. Patronize it. We have in Atlanta, we have great places to patronize lots of things with African American history.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do them regularly throughout the year. Even with New Order National Human Rights Organization, we were sponsored with the Apex Museum to talk about not just what's going on in America, but us from over the water as well.
Apex is I love that place, man. Apex is
So don't sit around and talk about what ain't and this, that, and the other, and preaching about nothing. When you can go and see and find out and be a part of what is actually going on.
Good deal. I think we're having some issues with our phone line. Yeah, I think we might have to try again. Try to call in again. And the phone lines, they are open. Somebody said they having some issues. They're asking for a code. I don't know why they're asking for a code, but 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Toya with a T, what's on your heart, sis? Toya, you there?
I didn't hear her, but I respond out to her one of her comments.
Yeah, she's here.
I'm not sure if she's being funny or not when she says I dropped out in the 10th grade, but that's not why I picked 10th grade. I picked 10th grade because it's usually the grade where a lot of young people begin to start dropping out of high school.
Wow, right there at the finish line. Right there at the finish line. Okay. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, talk to me, brother. Badger, coming to you next. Tucson, you there?
Again, I'm just I'm just
okay.
That mute button, man. That son of a gun. I wonder if black man invented the mute button.
No, a man invented the mute button.
Okay. All right.
You'll get that. You'll get that later. You'll get that later.
Chess, alphabets, medicine, civilizations, biscuit cutter, golden beds, coin changers, rotary engines, peanut butter, cotton pin, corn planter. The list goes on and on and on of people that changed, made things better. See what you know what we do? I said we always in it for everybody. Take people like Martin Luther, and there are others that we don't even know nothing about. They looked at the situation and they said, if I could make it better for me, I could make it better for everybody. And we are always thinking about more than just black folks.
Come on.
Might well let the rubber meet the road. We want to save the whole world. That's why they gave you your own Jesus.
Lord.
They don't even want him to be who he is when the rubber meets the road. Tell the truth, shame the devil. How you gonna be in the heart of Africa and you pale? How you do that?
Don't make sense to me.
You know, some people don't. Some people. Let me see if my volume is up. Some people don't want to go to heaven because of the truth.
Wow. Who they gonna see there? What they gonna find out when they get there? What they gonna see when they get there?
Remember when what was that movie when there was a new sheriff in town? And somebody said, the sheriff is
Lord. I'm about to get, you know.
I hear you know what's gonna happen again? They gonna say, I be doggone. Heaven is full of them.
Lord.
Oh my God. Look at the throne.
Why y'all up there? What y'all doing up there? Get down.
They be like, send me the hell then.
Lord.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this. All these Negroes flying around.
Exactly. With all these wings. Not the wings, but they got all these wings on. All these wings. But Tucson, how necessary is Black History Month, though, Tucson? How necessary is it in this day and time? Is it?
It's necessary if we take it for the we do it for the right reasons. You know, the march. You know, every year I find and I participate in a march somewhere, and people marching, but they quiet. They talking about stuff that don't matter. They just walking. Hey, how you doing? Hey, 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 hey. And people standing on the side of the road looking for candy.
Wow.
They have church. They gather together and their alliances come together, and they get together to see who preached the best. Get out of here! Stop that foolishness.
Wow.
Stop it. It ain't even about that. What is it? What is it? The reason why you're doing something? Just like Leonard was saying, you do you think it would be a safe place to get some of these people of color together in the same? You know, some people I don't want in my neighborhood, and they look just like me.
Yeah. You got that right. You
Rob, you
got that right. Yes, sir.
You talking about have to have burglar bars. And that don't do no good. You know why? Because they'll steal the burglar bars. I saw a car riding down the street with the alarm going off.
Good Lord. Know what that's all about.
You know, let me just say it like I want to say it right here.
Don't go ahead, Tucson. Say it.
We got some terrible Negroes. I don't even associate myself with them, some of them. And it's not about just being a Negro. The people are terrible. I don't want to be around some white folks.
Yeah.
Period. Because they smell.
And see, like they say on here a lot of times, man, I heard several people say on here, skin folk don't make you kin folk.
No.
It don't.
No. So I don't need no city or state, because you do you imagine Texas ain't big enough for all of these black folks?
Wow. Badger, talk to me, sir.
I was thinking, that can always be a rough thing.
Get your full screen for a second, Leonard.
Why? So somewhat I was reading, the point of the whole month thing was to give acknowledgement to in the American history of what black people have gone through in our country and the way they have benefited and all of the things that they contributed. Making sure I'm finding the right words. Well, I'm as normal. I'm irritated about it because it should be a throughout the year thing. I don't like it when groups of people. I mean, it's funny. Leonard, take over for a sec.
I think people need to understand that the whole purpose of it, like I say, if you put your feelings and everything on it, it probably may not be your thing or what have you. But it doesn't change the fact of the matter about why it is. It's a month to commemorate the contributions of African America to the United States. That's what it is. So if anybody else wants another day to do something else, you go do it. If you got a church, for instance, you celebrate Women's Day, Men's Day, you celebrate Children's Day, and all different types of things as well. Some folks gonna celebrate Mardi Gras. Everybody not gonna celebrate Mardi Gras. But that don't mean that those that do are wrong and those that don't are right. It is a commemoration. So you can either enjoy it or not. Why somebody would even go back and forth about it is ridiculous, as we see with making Martin Luther King Day a national holiday. You get rid of that too because he black? He don't deserve a day? But we voted on that, and that's how it goes. So it's a national holiday, whether them Confederates like it or not. It's a day set aside to commemorate a great man and his work. And if you don't believe his work was great, go read about it. Mm-hmm. Anything you want to know, guess what? You can go find out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason you want to celebrate something, celebrate that. There are festivals and activities and things going on all across the United States as it relates to the commemoration of African American contribution to this place. This is the month designated. Enjoy it. What are you going to do to contribute? Do your children understand it and how it came about? Or are you going to let them go along and believe that this is some day that they shouldn't participate in? Or that their accomplishments don't deserve recognition? It's just like the folks that don't celebrate Christmas. Okay, if you don't celebrate Jesus' birth on Christmas, when do you celebrate it? Or if you celebrate it at all, do you think it should be celebrated? What do you do instead? Probably nothing. But there are some people that are hell-bent on keeping other people from enjoying anything. And so we have to be aware of that mindset that keeps us in negative situations. How are you going to progress if all you do is constantly believe that you're nothing? That you under somebody else's foot? If anything, what you ought to kill in your mind right now, this 2024 celebration is kill that slave mind. Take this month to do that. Take this month to fast on to pray on why you feel that you are somehow inferior. Get rid of that stinking thinking. Choose to do better this month. Choose to treat other Black people better this month. You can always start if you ain't been doing it.
Yeah.
But don't make up things about what other people ain't doing and what other people don't consider and what is or is not necessary. Good. It may be necessary for them. It may be that this month may be the only time that some folks who are not Black expose themselves to Black history. Because as important as you may think it is, guess what? It's gone. The history is gone. So think about what you can do significant to going forward.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm going to and we have some issues with the phone line, so I'm gonna shut the phone line down and bring it right back up. Hopefully that'll rectify the situation. People saying they're having a hard time getting through on the phone line. So if you're on the phone line, Tucson, I'm gonna shut the phone line down. I'm gonna bring it back up. Give me about 2 minutes. But right now, Badger, finish your thought while I do that. Finish your thought, brother. And our phone line will be back up and running in about 2 minutes. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
So what I was getting at earlier was I thought it was funny when, Tucson said what he was saying about
by
certain the way that, you know, Middle Easterns and Jesus and all that stuff, people in the Bible looked, right?
Mm-hmm.
First thing that popped in my mind, you know, people get tan, don't they? I guess all of them were, you know, nocturnal, so that way they were never in the sunlight. That makes a whole lot of sense, don't it? And I love what Leonard was saying, because for some people, that's the only time they do something.
You are the only participant in the conference.
And that's the part I find wild.
Something going on with my phone line here.
It's like it's one of those technical days.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, go ahead, Badger. Keep talking, brother.
Trying to get back on track. I'm sorry. Where in the world was I heading with that? I'm sorry. I'm trying to recollect because that music threw me off.
Okay.
But it's just, to me, there is so much to talk about when it comes to like honoring a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
This is February. It's Black History Month. Go learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's dedicated. It's not nothing bad about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it should be done all throughout the year. But right now, it's a month.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So,
it's a lot. It's a lot, brother. It's a lot.
I don't get the ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like those people are blind that make that comment. There should be a White History Month. Like, are they blind?
Mm-hmm.
Or deaf? All throughout the year, it's a constant talk about European stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or American stuff. St. Patty's Day, Columbus Day, like literally all throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Throughout the year.
So is what white history is taught year round.
Mm-hmm.
So there's white history and black history.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh, that you know what? That's probably what it is. They don't want black history around because they don't want to have to face the fact of having to deal with white supremacy issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's part of the history. That's probably what it is. They're too sensitive and they want to close off from it because they don't want to own up that their ancestors were evil humans.
Wow. You said a mouthful right there, Badger. You said a mouthful.
What are they going to do? It wouldn't be the first time I've been shot or anything else. So it is what it is.
Exactly. Toya?
Okay. I'm here. Am I sounding like a chipmunk again?
No. It actually is clear.
Okay, great. Yeah, I restarted everything, went out, made new passwords. Honey, ain't nobody got no time to be playing with these people.
There you go.
But yeah, no. I mean, no, very well said. You know, Badger. But like I say, when we really look at, you know, I mean, from a serious aspect, what it takes to conquer a nation, they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is not to. Why? I mean, how am I going to keep control by empowering you? I mean, it's possible because God does it every day. But sometimes the demonic side of people makes it feel like they're losing control. So how can I stay in control over you? How can I continue to brainwash you? If I tell you the truth, 365 days, Normally, that little breadcrumb that they give you is the breadcrumb that they want to be enough to be able to still have control over you, not set you free.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we celebrate White History Month every day. Y'all didn't just kill Black people in February. You killed them every day.
Exactly.
So we need to be acknowledged every day.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in time, I feel like even today, a Black man was getting killed every day and didn't even have a weapon. We need a Black History century, actually 300, mm-hmm. 3 centuries. We need about 300 years just to really break down all of the millions of Black people that were murdered, slaughtered. I mean, like the atrocities that happened to the race of these people, we can't forget about them either. Why I gotta be just about the inventions?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't think I want to commemorate the man that they brought over here that was my great-great-grandfather that they used as a breeding nigga to force him to have sex with his sisters and aunts?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I thank you, but that's the tactic the devil gonna use. He gonna give you a little breadcrumb, make it seem like you're doing something, so that way you don't fuss. And we don't. We haven't. We took it quite contently, which is the part that I'm upset about, because I'm a David kind of chick. David got to be my uncle because I be wanting to look for giants now. Like, come on with the jokes. But at the end of the day, this is what abusers do. This is what it takes in order to make sure that everybody stays under their control. And if we don't get a grip, then we can ultimately be stuck in a situation and be led to nothing or no way out.
I mean, like, you know, you have to understand everybody's point of view, and everybody has that. And granted, in this place, we have freedom of speech and things of that nature, but it is so easy for you to go to a university to get you a degree in African American studies and research and publish your own work and continue. There will always be something new to discover about the past. Always. There's always a story that can be told. Never will every story be told, just like all the things that Jesus did. The Bible couldn't even hold it. So we have to move from a mindset of more, especially because it's Black History Month. We're talking about Black history, but then what about that the conversation, the new academic term, Afrofuturism? Where will Black people be 100 years from now, 50 years from now? Those people who do not have hope will shrivel and die because you won't be able to survive. You'll start killing yourselves because of stuff you see on the news. Or if things don't go your way, you fall out with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Now it's the end of the world. That's how small your world is. That's how simple your thinking is. I'm going to challenge you today to think better, to think bigger. Not just to think that you have to think the way somebody else says. Ain't nobody controlling you. You controlling you. You doing what you want to do. I do what I want to do every day. What are you choosing to do every day? That's so bad. Maybe you ought to stop choosing that. If education is linked to poverty, and those with lesser education are more likely to be in poverty, why wouldn't you strive for more education? That's just one statistic about success. There must be something to it related to education. What about all your gifts and talents that you can use to bring things to the market? What new ideas do you have? What new mathematics and things of that nature? Science. What are you actually doing? Because some of y'all are just being Black, and we know that ain't hard. It ain't hard to be Black. So what are you doing? If you all you doing is complaining, who got the problem with being Black? You or everybody else? What are you doing better for your life? instead of making up excuses on why you don't want to celebrate this, that, and the other, or casting disparagement on the accomplishment of other African Americans. People talk about what they're not teaching in school. This, that. I've been teaching. We've been in Black history. I'm 52. I've been learning about Black history and celebrating Black history and discovering things ever since I was a little boy in school. Now, I don't know what school you went to that wasn't teaching nothing about Black history. And then it ain't the white man's responsibility to teach you Black history. So you get somewhere and sit down with all that talk. It is your responsibility to learn your history, nobody else's. It was your parents' responsibility to teach you this history, and their parents before them. So wherever that chain was broken, take this opportunity now, coincidentally, in February, to reestablish the chain. Start talking more. What does it take? Like people who we purchase Black art, we put it in our homes, we have Black literature. There's so many avenues for you to explore your history. Take advantage of it instead of complaining. Pick a Black author to read each week of this month, or choose one autobiography of one of these inventors and entrepreneurs and read their autobiography. Pick somebody that does something you like, for instance. If you have a child who has an aspiration to be an architect, go pick up a book written by a Black architect so they can, share with you their journey. I actually love reading Du Bois. I love reading Malcolm. I love reading all these different folks who have done so much in so many areas. African American music, for instance. You could spend a whole lifetime and be an expert, if you wanted, on the Negro spiritual, Black theology. Some of you talk about Christianity so bad and call it a white man's religion, which lets me know you know nothing. You really don't know nothing. You casting your bias on things and then trying to criticize them and make them less for some reason. But how is that helping anything or anybody? I would love somebody to tell me that. It's like when people always complain about how someone else do something. Well, if you know somebody is telling a lie, why don't you come out with the truth? Duh. Tell the truth if you're sick of people lying. But so many of you don't know the truth. So you get on this soapbox as if you opening up some Pandora's box when you not. As a researcher, part of my research always is to share with the reader further recommendations based on my research. Hey, when I was learning about this, guess what else I discovered? Somebody else may want to pick this up and research that to add this to what? The body of knowledge of African American history. And great researchers who publish works, other scholars critique what they've written based on their research. And so then you have a more informed academic conversation of published facts and actual research to share with people, educated facts, instead of just being in your feelings and creating a history of your own that you made up in your head. Now, how can anybody research that? What's the validity of that? How does that stand up against a body of knowledge that has been established, which is basically where Black History Month came from? Like I said, when Carter G. Woodson, as an educated man, whom I believe may have gotten that education, gotten his education back then at an Ivy League school. We know how hard and rare that was.
Mm-hmm.
But he decided to set up an association that would actually study African American history. You can continue that work. You can add to that body of work. But don't try to disparage it just because you don't like it. That's what hateful white folks do.
Wow. Wow. I normally this is a time where I give the phone number, but we're having some issues with the phone line. I'm actually working on it, very diligently working on it. That's why I'm stepping in and out trying to get that fixed, because quite a few people want to comment on this topic that we're having today, and I want to hear what they have to say.
TikTok, where's our Facebook people, our Twitch people, and
TikTok, man, TikTok having a beautiful conversation going on over there. So
excellent. Okay,
yeah, they're definitely there. Facebook and all the other platforms, they're not commenting as much as TikTok is right now, but TikTok is going in.
Okay.
One person said this ain't 1955.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many people. I don't remember no 1955. I'm not gonna sit here and make up what happened in 1955. I'm gonna go find information and research information on what happened in 1955. Not just go say, well, I think in 1950. I don't care what you think about 1955. Tell me something factual that I can look and find myself. When you're talking about the validity of research and the reliability of it, it relates to how true it is. If I went to find out that information, with that information, would I find the same information that you found? Or would I find something that contradicts? And then I can pose the question and write my own work. But we spend too much time trying to disparage each other's efforts. And we're trying to make it seem as if somehow everybody else ought to bow down to our opinions of things. You don't own being black. And who would want to live in your world if all you was concerned about is black people? You ain't fit to lead nobody.
Wow. Let's go to Badger. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
Man, I pulled up. I was listening, but I was also, looking at the comments on the different platforms, and it's interesting to me. I was reading one thing that said celebrate the ancient black women and children. And I'm like, well, that should be an everyday thing. So it just, but that's my opinion. So, and I enjoy a lot of what Leonard is saying. It's these topics always I find very weird, because I understand the point of having them to a degree, because it's, but at the same time, I've gotten so used to people just choosing to be ignorant.
Why do you think they select that? Why do you think they select that option?
Because it's easier than dealing with your actual emotions and self. It's like, I can't tell you how many times I've come across people who say, yeah, I know I have a problem. I'm just not ready to work on it yet. I can't tell you the amount of arguments I've had when discussing things about white supremacy, because I use the word white. They automatically think I'm talking about them, and not the history and the system that was made by those that practiced white supremacy. And it's just, I've come to understand that when looking at history, if you only look at it from one side, It's the only side you'll ever know.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get to the truth of the matter, you got to go find the untold stories. You got to find the loser's account as well. Because all throughout history, and they'll even tell us, you know, winners write the history books.
Mm-hmm.
That right there should just tell you that not everything's there.
There's something missing.
So if you want to find out about it, you know, you would have to, you can either do it on your own, or you can pay them to go to college, university, spend about, 10 years or so just on that and get a degree in it. You can get a degree in different cultural background history to say that you're a specialist or whatever, or a doctor on the subject. And it's wild how much lived experience is ignored. There's just so much to this, in my opinion, because of those scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is I would want to know, I wish the phone lines was working and get some people to hop in, of why are they so closed off to it? And the funny part is, now correct me if I'm wrong, but why does it seem like there's more issues with the Black History Month than there is the Native American Month?
Why do you think that is, Leonard?
It is because of the nature of the people. If you push, you'll get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we know the history of itself as it relates to African Americans here. Like say with Native American history, me and Badger have talked about it before. When I was speaking with him about it, I said, guess what? If you don't see it out there, it's your responsibility. You go do it.
Mm-hmm.
You start the first whatever in your place where you at and see if it catch fire, catch on. Who's to stop you from celebrating what you want to celebrate? But you get mad because you don't. That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
I celebrate Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean that everybody have to. Everybody don't celebrate Mardi Gras. They shut the city down for Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Every year.
Everybody enjoys their party that wants to enjoy their party. People come from around the world to enjoy their party. And people who don't know the history of Mardi Gras, which is Fat Tuesday, if you're Catholic, you know, but you know the Catholic side. You know when Lent is.
Mm-hmm.
Mardi Gras is all them things you do up till then. Because you're going to set aside some things. Most people start fasting. But on Fat Tuesday, they call it Fat Tuesday because I believe it came from, that's when you eat all you want. Other festivals that was related to it with a lot of pagan things going on. You just had a ball. Whatever you did, you just party hardy. And then go to the Catholic Church to start the season of fasting and prayer. So history is there for you to find out why we do things and how we got to where we are. You don't have to make it up. You may have an opinion, but that only belongs to you. So it's up to you. It's up to anybody who wants. If I want to celebrate the accomplishments of my mother, guess whose job that is?
Say it.
Somebody white? No, she was my mother. And too many people sit around and want to blame other people for not telling them things that they supposed to know themselves. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us. Why should they have told you? Think about it. You just sitting on your lazy behind doing what? And then holding everybody else responsible for your lack of knowledge? Make it make sense, Raheem. Don't never walk up to me if you ain't ready to fight. Because I'm prepared all the time. I know my history. I do this every day because I choose a little something every day. What are you choosing? Or are you just choosing to be hateful? Are you just choosing to be inferior? Choose yourself. I free you from that slave mind this month. Let's make that a goal. Make that a goal.
Can I hop in real quick?
Jump in.
I like what he's saying also because, like, the conversations me and him have a lot of times. He's asking me questions about because I'm white-skinned with Native American ancestry. But unless I tell someone, they just automatically assume I'm white. So we talk back and forth. But it also gets me to go do research. It motivates me to learn more. Because he's asking questions, and I'm like, hey, if he's going to ask, other people are going to ask. I need to learn as much as I can.
That's right.
That's what a good friend does. They're not going to shut you down. You have find people to have intellectual conversations with, and not just find someone that'll challenge you. Like, man, when it comes to history, to me, the reason history is important, in my opinion, is to learn about the things that worked and to learn about the things that didn't. So that way, when we are walking, so that way in the moment, we find what's the healthiest. So that way, when our kids grow up and we pass on, hopefully the world's a better place.
What the world is now.
Oh, here we go.
Is love, sweet love. That's all we need. Go ahead.
Well, and that's something that's like that's one of my driving factors is what can I learn from history that can be applied today that would provide a better future. We know that we don't want a repeat of the Holocaust. We know we don't want a repeat of genocide. We know, yeah.
And I love what you're saying. It's good to learn certain things and to learn history and to know, so you be in the know. But how much of history, how important is it that we unlearn certain things that was taught to us that's not factual?
Ooh, now that I like. I talk about that quite often. And that's that toxic teaching junk. It is, I'm going to put it in simpler terms, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Because I think, to me, you can apply this to pretty much anything. If you grow up in an abusive home, as you grow up, you acknowledge that it was abusive and that's not a good way to be. And then you have kids. I would hope that you would learn that, okay, this is what not to do. I need to find ways to, make sure I'm raising my kids right. So they don't experience what I have. Oh, wow. You just took history and applied it today to make sure your kids have a better future. That concept, just in your home, can be applied to anything. You take the best of what you learn in hopes that you're doing the right thing, but to those that are around you and to your kids, if you have kids. Or, I mean, everyone is surrounded, runs into kids from time to time, even if they don't have their own. So how are you treating them? What are you teaching them if they're asking you questions?
Yeah.
Like, so that should be taken into consideration, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why something to me that's simple in that a simple thought process is ignored, or it seems to be ignored a lot of times.
Wow. I'm over here, man, working like crazy on this doggone phone line, trying to get these phone lines up and running. So y'all definitely bear with me. What I might do is stop for a few minutes, rectify the situation, because I'm gonna have to actually shut down to get it fixed, and come right back and start over again. Well, not start over from the beginning, but start over from where we are. But Leonard, let me ask you this question. How important is it that we unlearn certain things that has been falsely taught to us?
Well, I never would use that word, because you can't unlearn anything. That's impossible. Once you know it, you know it. If it's a lie, you don't continue the lie. You start telling the truth about it.
Okay.
You tell others the truth about it. This notion that you're going to unlearn anything, really, I think I've heard it used in some circles, unlearning as a way to correct behavior.
Yes.
In that context.
Exactly.
A new way to behave. Now, this particular type of learning that we're talking about has everything to do with just choosing. Just choosing. One thing, and I'm gonna go after people in your heart, is definitely you Christians, as it relates to my man Badger. He got closer to the example of Christ that Christ set than some of y'all Christians ever will be. That's busting the church doors wide open every time they open. So when how you should be behaving confronts how you've been living, that's where the dilemma happens.
Wow.
That's why you get upset about things when somebody tell you something. Well, my Bible. It ain't your Bible. It's King James's Bible. He authorized the writing of that Bible. His name is right on the cover.
Look, if you don't believe it.
So be very careful about what you claim to know. See, the problem is some people will stick their chest out about a lie. And then when somebody uncovers that lie, that's a sad day for that man. If he could have been humble and came sharing information, comparing and contrasting it to what was there, he's more appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense in rushing to a fight if you don't know who got your six. So we have to be very careful. I know a lot of people be on these soapboxes and everything and haven't been in activism. I could work with them 5-6 years ago, and then a new situation pop up that we have to address, and they telling the same speech they told 6-7 years ago. That lets me know what you about. Some people will always resort to negativity because they have invested so much in negativity, which is why their dominant charge is negative. Is your dominant negative or positive? Look at what you're attracting. Look what's around you. Now, some people sit there and claim your story as if it was theirs.
Yeah.
I listen to people talk about their life because I have no right to claim that man's story. I love when Curtis comes on and talks about his grandmother and his heritage and where he comes from and his teaching. You can go study that. But don't sit around and act like everything's done and over with and you just po black thing and you just gonna lay down and die. Well, at least your remains will contribute to what comes up next.
Wow.
Because if you ain't trying to push us forward, we don't need you. In my personal opinion. If you're not moving forward, ain't no sense in you trying to be my friend. Because we ain't on the same path.
Going different directions.
Right.
Going different directions. Let's do this, y'all. I'm going to actually end it right now, and I'm take about 5 minutes trying to get the phone lines up and running because I got people just bombarding me, man. They want to call in, they want to comment on this thing, man. And I know they got a lot to say, and so I'm gonna end it for probably about 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna send the link, or I keep the link consistent, so y'all just bring the same link and come back in maybe about 7 minutes. Is that okay? Cool beans. All right, here we go, y'all. Be back in just a few minutes. Be back, Badger, okay? Badger?
Yes, sir.
I'm shut down for a few minutes. I'm gonna get this phone line up and down. We'll be back in a minute.
Okay.